All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Advanced Pilates class. I'm just letting you know I had a temporary issue with my back over the weekend, and so I'm not doing the advanced workout with you today. I'll be talking everyone through it. So if you're watching the recording and you want to have a visual guide, please go to one of the earlier recordings on the Swarthmore Recreation and Wellness YouTube website and follow that. But if you're here for class, I'll talk you through it, and the advantage is I'll get to watch you more carefully and help you with the cueing. So we're starting off of the roller and laying on back right into your upper ab curl for footwork. So head is up, hands support the occipital ridge. You fold the legs in to a frog for your footwork position, and inhale, push the legs up and out on a high diagonal, and exhale and frog in. The heels drag in towards your tail, the knees apart, shoulder width, and then push away. And exhale, pull back. Imagine that you're moving through water and feel the weight of it as you move. Press, exhale, and return. Glide the legs out long at a level high enough to work your core and also keep your back safe. And let's go for one more. You reach and you stretch, squeeze the legs tight, and then exhale, frog it in. Now parallel legs, soft point with your feet, and press out again. So reach long here, stretch, and then fold it in. The legs zipper together from the top to the toes. The foot maintaining a lifted curve as if you're sucking a tennis ball into the center of each foot, increasing the arch of the foot here, stretching across the top of the arch. Now watch as the leg goes forward that you don't fall flat. Keep coming up and forward with the upper abdominals. Now flex the feet and push out again. So dorsiflexion, you're flexing the foot and at the ankle joint. And you maintain that flexion even as the knees go into extension and the hip goes into extension. And when you pull the legs back in over your chest, really try to pull the toes in closer to your shin, closer to your kneecaps. That looks really nice. You're lifting up with your hands. You're trying to lift the head and pull the elbows down and in to widen the back so you can get more rounding into the rib cage there. And then on the next one out, leave your feet up in the air and inhale to point and exhale to flex. So the legs stay straight here. This is different. No more flexion at the knee and the hip. But take the legs to a level where, again, you want to feel that work in your center without overwhelming your back. Nice. Massage out the feet with this workout here. And then you point the feet and we circle the arms around and right into hundreds at the most advanced level today. So you press and you pump. Inhaling starts the movement, and exhale, you sink the belly as you continue to pump the arms. Remember, you're moving the arms from the collarbones right at the side of your sternum here. So as that rolls forward, the arms go down. As it rolls back inside the body, the arms lift up. The shoulders are falling away from your ears. Feel the weight of the blades dropping to the ground without collapsing the spine into the floor, but letting the blades fall away from the ribs a little bit here as you move your arms up and down. Let's just go for one more breath. Deep breath in, and then exhale all the air out that you possibly can. And then go ahead and fold the legs in, stretch the legs forward along the mat, lay yourself down, and extend the arms overhead. Roll up comes next in the series. Legs are zippered together. We lift the arms, anchor those ribs down there, Karina, and then bring the arms up, head up, start to roll forward, pull your body over your legs, suck the belly into the spinal curve. That was good. And then you dive forward here, and then reach forward with your feet as you roll your spine down and back. Lay it down 1 inch, 1 vertebra at a time. And then when the arms go back, you want to watch that your ribs don't pop. Keep the base of the ribs grounded here as you stretch back, so you work into your lats even as you stretch them. And now bring the arms up and let's lift again. Exhale before you pick up the ribs. That's when you need the extra power of the breath to assist you. Diving over and down here, head lengthens out between the arms as you reach forward with your heels, and then start to bring it back. The heels dig into the ground. They hold you in position. You can even stretch the legs away from you as you roll your spine down onto the ground. And then take a final yawn of the body open here to the ceiling, stretch the arms back, and now circle the arms around for roll over. You can fold the knees in and then lift the legs up to the ceiling. All right, you take the feet a little bit away from your chest and your face, and then you're bringing the legs up and over. It's like jackknife, but with the legs parallel to the ground. At this point, you open the legs about 4 to 5 inches, flex the feet here, and then pull back through the head as you reach forward with the spine down into the ground. So you roll down with your back here, place the spine right down the midline of your mat. When the hips ground, take your legs out to your working level, which means you feel it in your abs, you don't feel it in your back. Close the legs, soft point, and now go up and over again. So inhale to lift and exhale to really lift up. You're on your shoulder blades, not on your neck. And then open the legs, flex the feet, and imagine holding a ball between the legs, drag them on down while reaching out through the heels to the far wall. You take the legs forward as you lower the spine down, and then close the legs, point to go over again, one more in this direction. So going up, or in this formation, this choreography. Then once the legs are overhead, parallel to the ground, you open the legs, flex the feet. Legs are open at your hip joint width, and then pull your body down. Your eyes are up and back slightly, so the front of the neck, the throat is long here. And now close the legs as they come forward, point and open them again. So this is the second set of 3. The legs are apart and the feet pointed as you rise. Push the ground away. You go up and you try to lift your tail in the air so the pelvis is suspended above the ribs. And now close and flex and bring the legs down, reaching out through the heels like they're stuck on the wall behind you, and drag your body down into the ground. Your legs again, reach forward to whatever level is appropriate for you, point and open, and do it again. We have 2 more of these. Balancing here on the shoulders, never turning the head sideways, looking up and slightly back. Now close and flex and bring it down. You're trying to stretch the back of the legs by resisting the heels, following your hips to the ground. And then you'll press the legs forward, point open, last time, going up and over. And then again, flex and close. And now you're also trying to lengthen the spine on the way down by pulling the tailbone out towards the end of the mat while the head pulls back towards the opposite end. Now, once the hips are down, let's lower the left leg and keep the right leg in the air for tree. This is a roll up with one leg in the air and one grounded. I would lower that right leg maybe 20 to 30 degrees from the top, wherever you think will work for you. And now as you come up, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, look down the midline of your body, bring the left hand to the back of the right leg, lower thigh. And as you lift your spine, pull from your core, pull from your psoas, your hands walk up your legs to help you guide yourself up and support yourself in that action. That looks beautiful. Lift up through your head, lift the tail behind you so you're sitting as vertically as you can, and now tuck and start to roll the pelvis back. And imprint your spine down right on the midline of your mat here. Arms follow the spine down. And then you lay the arms at your side as you reach the body long. Now coming up again, so you lift here. You want to feel the work in the core, and the arms are just an assist and a way to find a little bit more connection from your hand into the center of your body. Come up and then lift the heart and lift the halo. So your body is elongated here, decompressing the spine, and now start to go back. So you begin with the spinal movement and the arms follow you down, giving you a little extra support, but not leading with the hands and then dropping the body into the ground. The center comes first here. And once more to lift coming up. Your gaze will be to the inside of the leg as you rise, so that you really keep that central axis organized. And once you're all the way up, sit taller, heart expands and lifts. And now inhale to bend the elbows wide, pull the straight leg up towards your chest, and exhale, push it away. Straight is an ultimate goal. If your hamstrings are tight, you can have the knee a little bent. You still want to feel the stretch in the belly of the hamstring, but you don't want to feel it at the knee or at the sits bone attachment. And now release the arms, non-traditional, but you're going to squeeze the arms in around your chest and then roll your spine down. Keep reaching forward with that foot without dropping it, forward with the arms without losing the energy through the fingers. Stretch all the limbs out away from center. Once you're all the way down, lift that right leg up to the ceiling, arms at your side, and we circle. The advanced single leg circle. It means that the hip is lifting. So you're coming over with that right leg, and the right hip, waist, and rib follow. And then coming around and down, you're going to press the whole right side of the body into the mat. And now let's do it again. So the right side is fluid and mobile, and the left side stays grounded. Reach out long with that leg and bring it up to the ceiling at the end of each breath. Reach again. And exhale, push forward and out through the soles of your feet. Draw the leg up, feel the length in the back of your leg, and 2 more. Short inhale, and then a long exhale so the lower abdominal muscle, the deepest one, the transversus, engages at the end of the breath, and one more in this direction. Reaching out, keeping that left side grounded like it's glued to the floor, and now reverse. Inhale, away with the right leg, out to the right. Exhale, forward, around. Just skim over the bottom leg and then bring it as high as you can and circle again. The movement is smooth through the air, but you still want to picture that the air provides resistance to the movement of your leg. So again, think of moving through water and push it aside, and then create like a ripple in the water, a ripple in the atmosphere as you move your leg here. And one last one. Remember, the right hip lifts up and then falls down, but the left side is grounded. All right, now from here, come to the top, and we scissor switch the legs. So the right one goes down, the left one comes up and goes forward on a diagonal for tree. And now as you come up, you'll lift your head, neck, shoulders, bring the right hand first to the back of the left leg, coming up, avoiding the back of the knee as you rise. Come all the way up and try to expand the chest, lift the ribs off the pelvis, float the head up with your gaze still on the horizon. And now we start the reverse. Lowering down, you lift the tail to round over your sacrum and place your body gently, firmly into the middle of the mat, lengthening the head away from the tail so you decompress the spine even as you lower. And let's lift to come up again. Takes a lot of strength and a lot of discipline, a lot of good feedback and embodiment to be able to hold that leg steady while you move here off the ground and then down onto the ground again. Keep pushing out through the center of the sole of your foot. Your psoas is working very hard to keep that leg in position and then still move your spine down. And now let's lift to come up here once more. Let the head pull you up. It floats, it initiates the movement up here so that your body feels light and free. Now inhale, bend the elbows wide, pick up the leg, and exhale and push it out and away from you. You're moving that femur head deep into the socket and then rolling it as the leg moves forward. One more. Good. And then release the arms forward and up, the shoulders still placed on your back correctly. And now we lift the tail and roll the spine back down. Come all the way down, working eccentrically to release the body with control to the ground. And then you lift your left leg high and we begin the advanced circles. Inhale over, spiraling the left side of the body off the ground and back onto it. Reach again. You start with a short inhale and then exhale all the way around and back up to the ceiling. Now, this time, the left side is the fluid side, the mobile side, and the right side is the heavy side. So think of your right side being grounded here, welded to the floor, while the left side is free to move and stretch. You'll complete the circle, come to the top, and then we reverse. So you take your left leg out to the left and then push forward and out. That reach of the leg should allow you to both stretch the muscles and also decompress the joints here in the leg, in the hip. Pressing it out and push the air aside, move through it, lift the leg high enough and feel the weight of the leg anchor the pelvic girdle. And now here at the top, let's bend that knee into your chest, hug it in tight, and roll forward and up for rolling like a ball. Coming up and sitting near the front third of your mat, hold onto your shins, feet are lifted off the ground in a soft point. Inhale, you lift the tail and roll back to the shoulder blades. Elbows widen forward helps you widen the blades and curve your upper rib cage more. So rolling back now and then exhale, coming forward and in. Lift the tail. Remember, the neck and the head never touch the ground, but you do want to elevate the hips up a little bit. Get a feeling of lift because you're going to want that for some of the later exercises in the series. That looks beautiful. Good job. Think of the tail lifting up and wrapping itself over your head. And then one last one. You can go back and then come forward to your balance point, and we move to the ab series. The right leg pulls in, right hand at the ankle, left hand at the knee, and you push the left leg out as you slowly bring your body down to your best upper ab curl. Then inhale, let's switch the legs, and exhale and switch again. Always the outside hand to the ankle. The inside hand crosses over. That helps you keep the legs parallel to each other so they move in and out of the socket in line with that joint surface. As one leg stretches forward, the other one pulls in tight. And you try to keep your body in the upper ab curl regardless of where the legs are. Let's end after this next set. The left leg ends up in and you pull the right leg to meet it. One hand to each shin and now double leg stretch. Reach up with the arms and out and long with the legs and then embrace the legs in. So this is the one where your body makes the shape of a hammock first, and then it comes into the shape of a ball. At the most advanced level, you would release the legs, they slide down to the mat, skate along the ground, and then go up to your working level, and then they pull in. Just be careful that when you stretch the arms back, you don't flatten your spine. Keep that deep upper ab curl, work right under the chest. And now scissors, right leg up and left leg forward. Hands high. Use your arms to pull yourself a little deeper if you did fall flat. And now inhale, switch your legs. And exhale, switch again. Trying to keep the arms straight and the reach as high up towards the ankle as possible. Good. The legs sweep out, straight out of the socket and down. Again, the range of motion is always dependent on your ability to feel good in your spine and get the maximum work you want in your abs. Excellent. Let's end with the left leg up and then bring the right leg up to meet it. Take both hands behind the base of your skull, pull the head up and the elbows forward and down. Now double leg lower lift, push the legs forward. Be cautious, be careful, find your appropriate work, and then exhale and pick the legs up. This is going to be really hard. You know it. You've got the weight of your whole length of your legs suspended from your spine by those psoas muscles, and they've already been working since we started. So you're going to push the legs out and away and arc down towards the ground, lengthen, exhale, and sink the belly, and the psoas drags the legs back up to the ceiling. Knees can always be bent a little bit if that's necessary for your hamstring length. And now let's twist to the right. So you pull that right leg in and push the left leg away, and then spiral up and around to twist to your left. Think armpit to upper inner knee. And the hips stay level, so the legs are still doing that stretch forward and back like little pistons here, moving almost mechanically in and out from your core. Good. Keep lifting your head with your arms so you get some support there for the curl. And let's end twisting to your left. Fold both legs in and then lay yourself down. Pull the knees in first and then lower your feet to the ground. Open the arms out to the side. And let's just do a little rocking of the knees in one direction and the head in the other. Do a couple of knee sways here. You'll feel great in the back and great in the abs in case either or both of those areas need a little release after that ab series. And then let's come back to center and stretch the legs forward, stretch the arms back by your ears. We lift up for spine stretch advanced. So you're going to lift the arms, the head, neck, and shoulders, open the legs as you come up and lift the arms by the ears as you end up seated. You can always elevate your hips here if you're tight in the back line. So inhale, let's look up at the hands, turn the palms back and do an upper back extension. Nice. The lower part of the body is still perpendicular to the ground. And then exhale, move forward, look straight ahead, and then bring your gaze down, chin to chest, move the head to move the neck, and then continue down. The spine follows the head out over and down over the space between your legs. And then you press into the ground and you articulate the spine up like you're zipping your back up against an invisible wall. The wall just to the tip of the blades, and then you lift the heart and swan back over that imaginary wall behind you. That looks beautiful. Good job. You feel the stretch from your jaw to your tail. And then exhale, coming on out of it. Engage that same line through the abdominal line, the rectus line, and then look down and come forward. The head pulls you out over in a beautiful arc, a beautiful curve, diving forward here to reach out over your feet. And then push down with your legs, push down with your tailbone, sink it down like a taproot into the center of the earth. And then you lift coming up. And then let your body arch backward over the bra line. And then forward again, exhaling all the way forward and down. At this point, just hold on to your ankles, your feet, whatever you can. Breathe here into your back wherever it might feel tight. And now we slide the feet in for open leg balance and rocker. Or you can move your hips forward to the front third of your mat. Again, be sure you have room to move. So lifting the feet off the ground, inhale both legs up simultaneously. You can hold on by the calf, by the ankle, whatever you can reach, and then exhale, fold the knees and bring the heels together and down by the tail. Connect in to feel that inner line of your legs, and then inhale both legs up again. Nice. As the arms rise, the shoulders still drop, and then pull the legs down. Very good. It's the edges of the feet, not the soles of the feet, that are connected. And now let's lift the legs once more and leave them up in the air this time. Now look down into your abs, and we lift the tail to roll back to your shoulder blades only. So lift the tail and shift your weight to begin the movement, and exhale, dive into your legs here. Use a deep breath to pull your chest towards your thighs. Good. You want to be sure that you balance on the width of your scapula and then on the width of the pelvic girdle. With that first inhale, try to expand your back and round it more like you filled a tire with air. And one last one like this. Close the legs. And then you're going to leave them in the air as you roll your spine down for the advanced corkscrew. Roll your body down. The legs can lift a little higher as you go down, and arms are at your side. Now you jackknife up through center. Come all the way up, lifting the hips, pushing down through the arms in that jackknife. And then you're tilting the body to the right, come down on the right side of your spine. The spine and the hips stay centered on your mat. And then you circle the legs to the right, forward and around, and then to the left. And then almost bring them all the way in, and then lift them up over your forehead, over your third eye at the top. And now you're going down to the left. Do you have the option? You can always just do circles with your hips grounded, right? Alternating directions. But here we're going down on the left side of the spine. The legs reach out to the left. Once the hips are grounded, that protects your back, and then circle the legs around to come up on the right side and tap the ceiling over your forehead. Come now down on the right. You go down on the side you just came up on. The body on a tilt, like a sailing boat that just caught the wind, and then you circle the legs around and you lift up, coming up the left side, tap the ceiling, and now come back down on the left. This will be your last time. Circling here, and come up on the right and center. You'll jackknife out of this, come all the way down, and then open the legs and come right up into your saw. Arms will be extended out to the side walls. Legs are open the width of your mat. And you inhale to lift up. Again, use something elevated to elevate your hips, to lift it if that helps. And then you rotate to your right, dive over and stretch. Pull the left arm across. The back of the hand presses into the outside of the right leg someplace. And then lift to come upright. Hold the twist as you rise, and then unwind and twist to the left. Now the right hand, the back of the hand presses into the leg, and that allows you to pick up your left shoulder and bring it back behind you, the blade sliding towards the spine, so you have more mobility and more stretch across the shoulder. Let's lift to come up. Untwist at the top. This is your tallest point here, and then spirals, twist and dive. And once you get down there, still try to keep rotating through your chest wall, through your neck, and through your head and your eyes. Good, that's really nice. Pick up that back arm and push it into the sky above you, and then lift to come up. And now we twist, dive, and reach. The arms get pulled away from each other. Reach the fingertips long, shoot them away from the center of your body. And now coming up again. And center, and then just lower the arms down. Close the legs together and flip over onto your stomach for swan and any kind of rocking you want to do after this. So your head floats off the ground. Your hands start by your armpits. The elbows are up and back behind you. Think of them lifted like little wings. Now, as you pull the elbows back down and in, you're going to pull the chest forward and then bring your gaze forward too. So bring your gaze up the wall to lift and bend your shoulder blades down and in towards your waist. Heart rises here. You lift up, you stretch your throat. And then picture a ball, like a bowling ball, at your sacrum, rolling it up your spine to bring your body down into the ground, one vertebra at a time, 1 inch after the next. The very last thing to lower are your eyes, and you float your head off the ground there. That's nice. Now pull the mat back towards your feet without moving your hands, and then pull your body forward. You want that length so that you can lift and wrap your body like a figurehead around a sailing ship's prow, and you lift up here and maybe push into the arms a little bit. Only if you feel that work in the thoracic spine. You don't want to get into your low back. And then release it down again, slowly coming down. It's not just the arms that are bending that let you come down. It's also the back releasing that lets you come down. Be sure you feel your back while you work this. And we're doing one last one. Pull back to pull forward. Lift up and imagine wrapping your back around a large ball resting at your waist here. Try to lift your head up to the top of the ball and lay it back on the ball, opening the chest and pulling the blades together to hug the ball between your blades. And now release the hands and do some kind of rocking. Catch and release, you would bring the arms forward and then back in under your chest. Full dive, the arms stay extended out and you throw them back towards your feet. That's good. This is really tough if extension isn't your thing. It's even hard if extension is your thing. And then you can sit back in a child's pose when you're ready, when you want to. And hopefully you did that earlier that I told you to, if that worked best for your body. Now stack your spine from the bottom to the top. Any questions so far? You guys good? Okay. So now go forward again, out onto your forearms for single and double leg kick. So you prop yourself up here on your elbows and your fist, push the ground down, pull it back, and lift the chest, expanding it. Kick the right heel in, double beat. Pulse 1, 2, and then down. And now the left, double beat. Pulse 1, and then 2, and then down. While you're working this kick, keep going, alternating the legs here. You're pressing the pelvic girdle into the floor here. Think of it filled with sand or heavy concrete, kind of welding you into the ground, pressing the hips open. As you kick each time, you're going to feel that stretch in the quad and also hopefully the stretch in your psoas deep by your spine. One more set, ending with the double beat to the left. And then lay your legs down, lay your chest down, turn your head to the right and overlap the hands on your rib cage behind you. Elbows fall. Take a deep breath in to lengthen the body, out through the halo, out through the tail, out through the toes. And then as you exhale, 3 beats with both legs simultaneously. Pulse 1, pulse 2, pulse 3. Push the shins into the ground, press the feet into the floor, and you lift. The arms go back, try to pull them together and open the chest as you look up with your eyes to the sky. Keep looking up on the way down. You release your back from the bottom to the top and turn your head left. Elbows fall, hands overlap, and then 3 beats again, pulsing the air out of your lungs with every single beat here. Then you push your feet into the ground, you reach back. Eventually, you try to intertwine the thumbs, keeping the wrists straight and the arms lengthened, no bend in the elbows either. And then bring it on back. Until then, you can just have the arms parallel, palms in or up, either way. Let's do one more set of these. Pulsing here. Once the air leaves the lungs, you anchor the feet, you reach back, you lift the chest, and then you come down looking to the left for the last set. The deep exhale with the pulse of your legs helps push the air out of your lungs from the bottom to the top. And then down you go. And you can sit back in another child's pose here. After all that extension, you'll probably be happy to do that. Now stack your spine from the bottom to the top for neck pull. Okay, so just turn around, keep your feet where they are. And legs are apart, maybe 5 inches or so, feet flexed. Support your head with your hands. This one is very challenging. Be very aware of your back and be careful to accommodate it and protect it. So we're going to lean forward here. Or sorry, lean back. My mistake. Lean back. And then tuck and you roll your spine down. Look down. You can pull the elbows forward. Look down at your navel. Even bring the arms forward as necessary so that you have full control on the way down. You all look super strong. That's really good. And then starting to lift up, chin to chest, exhale, dive here, maybe pressing fist into hand to get that lift off the ground, and then hands behind your head as soon as you can. Use your hands to pull your head forward, not down. You want to lengthen the spine and not compress it. And now we lift to come upright. Come all the way up, stacking the spine bottom to top, and you hinge back. One of the most common mistakes here is to allow the upper back to fall into an extension, into an arch. You want to keep the rib cage kind of gathered in right below the chest. Go all the way down, inflection, and now we lift again, coming up. Big breath before you need it. Exhale the air out to engage the core and then lift and dive over your legs. The tail could still curl under towards your heels as the head pushes out and down over the toes. And now flowing on up, we'll go down one last time after this. So lean back. Adjust the arms so that you're in control of the movement and then tuck and round when you need to flow all the way into the ground. Perfect. Now from here, advance scissors and bicycle. So you start with a jackknife. We're going to just practice a little bit here today. So you fold the legs in, lift the legs up to the ceiling, and then jackknife up. In jackknife, the legs are high to the ceiling, so they could start over your head and then you lift them. And now you're going to bend at your elbows and take your hands to support the back of the hip bones. So your hands are right into that pelvic girdle, and you try to lift up through your feet and up through your tail so you're not really compressing your wrist, even while you push down with your arms into the mat. Gaze is up, and now you'll split the legs. So take one leg forward and one leg back, and then scissor switch. This is your scissors. Eventually, as you keep working through your practice and advancing it, you'll end up with one leg pointed up to the ceiling and the other leg only goes away from your face and never towards your face. But when you first learn it, it's fine. It's preferred to get that stretch so that you really feel the opening in your hip and the stretch in the legs. Let's bring both legs up to the ceiling and begin your bicycle. So you'll take the right leg forward and imagine bringing the foot down the wall to the floor and then dragging it in as the other leg lifts and starts to move forward here. So just like riding a bike, your feet stay always 180 degrees away from each other. And again, when you first learn it, the weight of the legs will be more over your shoulders, over your chest, over your face. And as you advance, it's going to be, the weight will be more tilted up to the ceiling and even away from your face. So you get more hip extension and much less hip flexion. Reverse and back pedal when you're ready. And remember, don't let your butt just collapse into your hands. Keep lifting through your feet and lifting through your tailbone. You all are strong. I know you have it in you. Find that reach to get the feeling of decompression and lift. All right. And then let's change your hand position. Just bring your heel of your hand to the back of the hips. Fingers come forward. And then one leg goes down to the floor in front of you. And then the other one follows. You lower the heels and you're in a assisted bridge position. If that doesn't work for you, Karina, just roll out of it and then go into your bridge. Hands should be under your hips if possible. And narrow your feet, Aurora, just a bit so that your feet are about 4 to 5 inches apart, legs in parallel. That's it. So you're elevated here with your pelvis high and the chest and thoracic extension. Slide your right leg forward, point the foot, and kick it up in the air. Flex the foot and bring it down. Heel to the ground if you can without dropping the pelvis. Point to lift and flex to lower. Keep the range of the leg appropriate for your body to stay in that lifted plank. All the way down now with the heel and then bend the knee, slide the foot underneath you. Lift the pelvis, bring it up, square it off. And now the left leg goes forward. You point the foot and you lift the leg up, kick it high, and then flex to bring it down. That lift of the foot helps you elevate that left hip, the left side of the body, and you try to keep it there as you lower the leg. And one more, point to bring it up, and then flex to take it down. Bend the knee, replace the foot parallel to the other one, lift your hips again. Now roll to the inner arm and sink your spine down, inch by inch, vertebra by vertebra, until the tail settles into the mat. And now a regular bridge, no kicks. So begin with the pelvic tuck. Pull the heels back and the knees forward, pull the tail up and through the space between your knees. Come all the way up here. And then we're going to roll to the inner arm and widen your back to bring your spine down from the upper shoulders all the way down the spine. Roll through the ribs, down to the waist, down to the sacrum, down to the tail. Last set, we're coming up. Pull the body forward and up, push down with your legs, push down with your arms, push up with the glutes. And now we start the kicks again. So extend the left leg forward, this time flex the foot to bring it up, and it's a pointed foot to bring it down. Flex to lift, let the energy of the kick help you elevate your hips, and then point, take it down. And one more. Lift through the whole body, and then lower the leg and bend the knee, replace the foot, elevate both hips equally, and then extend your right leg out. Flex the foot to kick it up and back, point the foot to reach it forward and down. Flex to lift, and then point to stretch it down. One more like that. And then try to lower the foot as far to the floor as you can, bend the knee, slide the leg underneath you, and then let's roll the spine on out. Come to the ground, snake your body down. And now from here, jackknife. So stretch the legs forward. Arms lengthened at your side, parallel to your body, parallel to the long edges of your mat. And then you can fold the legs in or lift them eventually from the ground, but be careful with that. That can be a lot of strain on the low back. So you would bend the knee in and then lift up, and you'll jackknife up, slide the legs forward, then lift the hips in the air, take the legs up as high as you can manage without getting onto your neck, and then slowly release your spine down. Your eyes are up and back, your head is pulling back into your personal halo, and then you move your tail away from your head, lower the body with control, and then stretch the legs out to whatever level is appropriate for your back, working the core, and then let's lift again. Legs come in and then up, push the ground here. Legs lift like a switchblade coming out of the Swiss Army knife, and then let's go ahead and take it down again. You work your body down, resisting gravity, press the legs away, and let's just do one more here. And then release it to the ground. Keep reaching up through your feet like your feet want to stay stuck on the ceiling, creating more space, more length in the legs and in your spine. And then bend your knees, replace the feet to the ground. All right, that's really nice. So we're gonna lift and come on up now. We're skipping the side kicks for today, and let's work a little bit on your teasers. You know, if this is an exercise that's especially difficult, you're always welcome to use a TheraBand around your feet. So let's just begin starting balanced on your sacrum, fold the knees into your chest, hands to the back of the legs. And then as you sink your sacrum down, you rest on it and let your feet lift until you can bring your toes up for women, even with their eyes. So the gaze looks straight ahead and you see your toes. Keep that on the horizon. Karina, your legs, I think, are a little high and your back's a little low. There it is. That's good. Elbows can go wide. Really feel the press of the hand into the leg and the press of the legs out into the hands. Now, we're going to curl the tail up, slowly start to roll the spine down and push the legs away as a counterweight for your body. So toes at eye level, look at them. Don't let the legs end up higher than your head. And then let's pull it back in. So you can fold the knees in and lift your chest. Again, looking at the toes to hold the body steady. Now, if you're a guy doing the recording, you want your feet a little lower. Otherwise, you're going to fall backwards since you've got more weight in your shoulders and less in the hips than women do, mostly. All right, and then bring it on down and then lift to come up. You work this gradually as your body strengthens and you understand the exercise so that eventually your heels will touch when the shoulder blade tips touch, and then you can lay your body flat onto the ground. Exactly like that. Good. And then you nod your head forward, think upper ab curl, and then scoop the legs up from underneath to bring the body up into your full teaser. Lovely. There's more in the series, but we're going to leave it for that today. And now let's bend your knees and lean back onto your elbows here for hip circles. All right, now try to pull back with your waist. You're gonna feel a drag across the sacrum as if you're trying to pull the leggings off your hips and then pull the knees in and lift the feet up to the ceiling. That gives you that tractioning here in the low back and the belly scoops deep into the spinal curve there. Then lift the legs and we start your circles. Inhale, legs go over to the right and circle around and forward to the left. Complete the circle at the top and then reverse. Your goal initially is to keep the pelvis grounded and stable and work the legs here. Head lifts, try not to collapse back in between your shoulders, but push the ground away and think of bending at the chest so that you're coming forward and looking down at your belly while you do 3 sets of circles here. You're ending from left to right and then fold the knees in, lower the feet and lay on down. That one, it's really hard to get the feeling of up when you feel like every inch of your body wants to lay flat on the ground. So it's important to really think about that one and feel that you're fighting gravity, that you're trying to lift, and also still feel that your back is safe because you've maintained a pelvic tuck while you're supporting your legs in the air. All right. And bye, Aurora. Thank you for coming. All right, and we're going to continue here with some swimming. So flip over onto your stomach. If you want to use the roller under your arms, that's really assistive. Otherwise, you can take it from the ground. So let's stretch the legs long, pull back from the armpits, pull back from your lats, and then pull the head forward and up. You're still supported here with your arms onto the ground. Start lifting your legs and kick them here from your glutes. A little bit of a flutter kick here with your legs. And then if you can add both arms up and flutter those as well. You're thinking of really using the back of the limbs to go up to the ceiling and just they naturally release down. Opposite arm and leg move together. One more breath. Inhale, grow longer, lift your heart, lift your head, and exhale, lay it on out into the ground. And now sit back in your child's pose. Round your back, curve it. And let's go out into a plank, leg pull front. So from here, go into a plank on your hands if that's okay for you. If not, you can go onto your forearms if that's preferable for your wrist. Reach the legs back and pull the chest forward through the arms. You want to be a straight line from the back of your skull, down over your shoulders, down over your tail to your heels. So walk out a little bit further, most likely, so that your butt's not elevated in the air unless you need to keep it there to protect your spine. And now what we'll do is you pick the right leg up, lift it in the air, and then go back with your left heel and then rock forward with your left foot. And then once you're back to center, you'll switch your legs. So now the right leg is down and the left leg is up. And you rock back with the heel. You push off the ground with the ball of your foot to move your chest forward through the arms and switch your legs. And alternating the legs, we do 3 sets. Ideally, you want to keep reaching out through the center of the top of your head. And the neck is long, front, back, and side as you work here. We want to be less in a down dog feeling with the hips really elevated and more in a plank, like someone could literally lay a board across the back of your skull, across your shoulders, down your tail to your heels. Okay, I know that's hard, right? To do a plank is hard anyway. A 3-pointed one with one leg in the air is more difficult, and then adding the rock is even more so. Right, that looks better, much more length through the whole line of your body. Really good. And then let's have a seat near the front of your mat. We'll end with your seal today. Another rolling exercise. This is why we practice them throughout the series. There's a lot of them. And then let's take your arms between your legs, wrap your hands around the outside of the ankles. You balance on your sacrum, feet off the ground, and exhale to open and close, clapping the legs 3 times. Inhale to roll back to the scapula, head off the floor, clap 3 times with the hips and the feet in the air. When you balance on the shoulders, try to really lift your tail up like it wants to reach up and get stuck on the ceiling there. And that will maybe give you just a moment of suspension so you can open and close the legs from that point. And of course, just continue with this. Inhale back and exhale forward. The rolling exercises challenge you to work equally through the right and left side of your body so that you roll right down the middle of the mat and right back up the middle of your mat. One last one. And then lower the feet, and you are done for today. More next week. Come back and hopefully I'll be able to join you. Pilates is a great rehab. So when my back got torqued out, I knew just what to do. And